I've been restoring radios since a teenager, and I'm 81, so I can guarantee you this radio will work when I get through with it. But the first thing I do, don't do it on all radios, but if they're in a really bad, crusty shape. This had dirt dauber's nest in it. It was terrible. But the first thing I do with a radio like this is put it in the dishwasher. Yes, you heard correctly. I put it in the dishwasher. There's absolutely nothing in a radio that's going to suffer from getting wet if you dry it out real good. So I put them in the dishwasher, and this radio is really clean now inside. You wouldn't believe what it looked like. You can see maybe a little residue on that IF can left from a dirt dauber nest, but it cleaned it up real good, and I can go to work on it. This radio was made right when tubes were going out and transistors were coming in. It is a tube radio, but the external amplifier they had on it is transistor, and I'll have to restore that as well. But the good thing about it, when you're working on restoring these old radios, at least I do, the first thing I do is go and replace all the paper caps, all the electrolytics. I don't even plug the thing up until I've replaced all of the paper caps and the electrolytics. Fortunately, this radio has mostly disc capacitors. See if there's a disc capacitor, that yellow one right there. And so they don't need to be changed. They don't deteriorate like the papers and electrolytics. So there's one paper right there. And then the electrolytic can there. There's two electrolytics inside of that can. So the radio itself, about all I got to do to this is replace the electrolytics and look like one paper. Put contact cleaner in all the controls. Some things I'll lubricate. I hope that motor that does the tuning. This is a town and country radio, which is kind of neat. You can push the button and it'll search for a station, and there's a little motor here that does that. Let me see if I can get a shot of that. There's the motor right there. Hopefully that's okay. So we're going to get started on it. It's upside down, but radio was made by Stromberg Carlson. It's General Dynamics, but I noticed they scratched off the General. Evidently that was when General Dynamics sold Stromberg Carlson, and they were trying to get rid of the name. But here we go. We're gonna fix this thing up. It's working. It's picking up stations.
Very positive the president has done on the international front is to make NATO pay up. Enough.
Even the town and country thing is working. Don't have a good antenna on it right now, so the sensitivity is kind of low, but it will run back and forth. I had to take him.
It'll avoid the United States.
Had to take the motor apart, the little electric motor in there that moves the dial back and forth. Take it apart and clean the contacts inside the little carbon elements that run on the magnetic portion. And there's the capacitors I replaced. I found one more paper, so I replaced 3 paper caps. And these are 2 single electrolytics and then 1 double electrolytic. And she's working fine now. Cleaned up everything.
It is a matter of the world here doing the right thing. And that's why.
And if you remember, this is the one I put in the dishwasher. Dishwasher doesn't hurt them whatsoever. Just dry them out and they're ready to go. While I was at it, I added Bluetooth to this radio. You can do this for $10 or less. This is the Bluetooth receiver, a little module. You can buy them on eBay for like $2. This is a the bad thing about this Bluetooth receiver is it'll work on it has to have 5 volts, and of course we have 12 to deal with. So this is a little voltage regulator module. Takes 12. Well, it's actually adjustable. You can feed up to 28 volts into it and adjust it down to like 1.5 or so. So it takes the 12 and you adjust this little potentiometer right here to bring it down to 5 volts to run this board. Then I mounted it on a piece of old circuit board that I had. Mounted it in here. This is a headphone jack. It runs down to the volume control. Most radios I can just hook it directly to the volume control. When I want to listen to Bluetooth, just tune it off station. It works fine. But the way they did the circuit in this radio, you couldn't quite do that. So what I had to do was get up here where you can see it. I had to run me a little 3-conductor cable out. This is a single pole double throw switch. Switch it one way and you listen to radio, switch it the other way, you listen to Bluetooth. So I'll have to mount that under the dash somewhere so I can switch back and forth. But it's easy to do if you got any knowledge at all about how radios work. I've restored radios, built radios since I was a teenager. So I can do this kind of crap. But if you can't, you can probably find somebody that knows a lot about this and do this to your radio.